welcome back to another Kacademy video. In this video, we'll be learning on how to write a PQE. This is an important topic in GCSE English, so make sure to listen up. But first up, what is a PQE? Well, a PQE often stands for point, quote, and explain. This is a method used in essay writing or analytical responses, particularly in examinations or coursework for the English literature or language. Let's analyze each part of a PQE in more detail. First up is the point. What is it? Well, it's the core of your argument. Your point is a concise statement that answers the question or addresses the prompt. It's the overarching idea that you'll be proving with evidence. It could be about a character's development, a theme's significance, the impact of a language feature, or a specific event in the text. But how do you make a good point sentence? Well, there are three main points. Well, first is that you have to focus on the question. Always make sure that your point directly addresses the question you've been asked, because if it doesn't answer the question, then the examiner cannot give you any marks. Second is be specific. Avoid vague or general statements. Your point should be focused and clear. Next up is use key terms. Incorporate key terms from the question or the text. Example, foreshadowing, protagonist, irony, and rebellion into your point sentence, as they make the examiner as it's a good way to flex your English skills on the examiner. Second point in the second part of a point sentence is the quote. This is incredibly important, as your entire PQE depends on this. A direct piece of textual evidence from the source material. Example, a poem, play, novel, or article that supports your point. This is basically your proof of the entire question. But how do we choose the best quote? Well, there are four main ways. First is relevance. The quote must directly relate to and support your point. Next up is brevity. Keep your quotes concise. Just don't quote entire paragraph if a short section of the paragraph will be enough for your PQE. Next up is integration. Seamlessly incorporate the quote into your own sentence so that your PQE smoothly flows. Use introductory phrases like Shakespeare writes, the author states, or as the narrator observes. Fourth is punctuation. Ensure correct punctuation, example, commas or speech marks, and proper references, example, act, scene, line number for plays, and page number for novels are in your quote. But the last and probably the most crucial part of your PQE is the explanation. Here you break down the quote and you explain its significance and show how it supports your point. This is where you demonstrate your understanding of the text, the author techniques, and the themes. You have to really put the most work into this, because this is where you flex your English skills on the examiner. But how do we get the best analysis in your explanation? Well, first you have to deconstruct the quote. You have to identify keywords, phrases, and literary devices within the quote. Next up is explain the meaning. What does the quote mean in the context of the story, poem, or article? Third is connect to your point. How does the quote specifically support the point you made? How does it reveal character, theme, or technique? Fourth is consider literary devices. Analyze the use of metody, simile, imagery, symbolism, irony, personification, etc. within the quote. And fifth and final one is consider the effect on the reader. What impact will this quote have on the audience? Well done! You should learn how to write a PQE. Well, here are some key tips from this video. First is practice. PQE is a skill that improves with practice. The more you write, the more natural it becomes. Next is context. Always consider the context of the quote. Where does it occur in the text? What happened before or after? Next is literary devices. Don't forget to analyze the use of literary devices, such as metaphor, simile, imagery, personification, etc. Connect. The most important thing is that your explanation links back to your point and actually answers the question. Variations. While PQE is a helpful structure, remember that essay writing is flexible. You don't need to use PQE in every single sentence, but use the pattern to structure your paragraphs and guide your response. You may have multiple PQE sequences with a single paragraph to build a coherent argument. Use of technical vocabulary. Demonstrate your understanding of literary techniques and concepts by using relevant terminology. And probably the most important of all, make it personal. While PQE provides a structure, don't be afraid to let your own interpretation of the text shine through in your analysis. It makes you shine out from all of those other English PQEs and makes you really stick in that essay's mind. Thanks for listening to this Kacademy video. And if you thought this was helpful, make sure to like and subscribe. Share this video with a friend who may need help with PQEs. Thanks for listening. Please make sure to like and subscribe. Bye.